Hi everyone, we're going to get started in a few minutes here.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, thanks for attending the webinar here. I think we're going to get started. My name's Zach Burt. I'm one of the Senior Marketing Managers at MD Connect. I'm here with Nick Whitbeck. We are the new search agency for ADPI. We'll be running all the search campaigns, and we're also managing this marketing portal that we're all here to walk through today. So to just give you a brief overview of what we're going to be doing and how it relates to the portal. We're going to be running the search marketing to landing pages. So ads on the top of Google, ads on the top of Bing, and they're going to land on the landing pages. I think probably you've all seen these. We're going to launch the campaign, or we're going to take over on February 23rd, so this coming Monday. And we're going to be driving traffic to these landing pages. We're also in the process of designing some new ones that will replace these once we have some time to test these current landing pages. So some new shiny landing pages on the horizon. So when someone puts a form through, or fills out a form on this landing page after clicking through on an ad to your practice, or calls one of your practices from down here, that all goes is logged into the performance portal, where you're going to be able to log in and see everything. So you'll be able to see all the activity from the leads that we're driving right here in the performance portal. So I figure we take a couple walk through the portal right now. It typically takes 15 to 20 minutes to go through here and show you what we need to know to be able to review all the activity here. Just a quick brief, you should all have your logins and passwords to get into the portal here. If you don't, be sure to reach out to your operations managers, Dawn and Lauren. They can provide you with access. And you should also have the link to get into the portal as well. And Dawn and Lauren can provide that if you don't have it. What we're looking at here right now is a demo. There's no data in the portal that you have access to at the moment. We're going to have another webinar in a week or so here. You should all have invites to that as well. We're going to review actual data. This is our demo portal where we're showing data here that's been kind of fabricated here just so we can show it, because we're not showing any PHI here. So let's take a moment to run through. We're going to look at Smith Orthopedics and see how the data that's in this portal, and we're going to review here. We set this up kind of modularly. So we're going to run through each module one at a time and show you how you can manipulate the data there and kind of see what you need to see. This is the lead trend graph right here. Oh, before I forgot to mention it, over to the right on the panel over here, you'll see a little space to ask questions. If anybody has any questions during the broadcast webinar here, be sure to enter them in over there. I'm going to wait till the end, but we'll have some time to answer any question you guys have regarding the portal here. So right here, the lead trend graph. You'll see January, February, all the way through December. This is showing you the activity that has occurred throughout the entire year. So if you hover over, you can see the actual lead trend. So it's saying, there were 64 leads in January, 36 leads in February, and you can manipulate the date range here, anywhere in the portal where you see this little calendar. So there's only going to be 1 year of data when you log into your accounts, but once we hit 2016, you'll be able to flip back and forth between the years. And you can see the different lead trends throughout the years and do a year-over-year analysis. Flip back to year-to-date. If you scroll down, the next module here is the key metrics. And what this is saying is it's defaulting to month-to-date. Again, you can manipulate the date range here. You can go last month, past 90 days, year-to-date, or enter a custom date here. This is saying there are 453 visits month-to-date, 36 leads, and it calculates the conversion rate based on those two numbers. The visits are pulling directly from Google Analytics based on whether we're running to a landing page or maybe to a whole site, but this is representative of what's happening at the landing page that we looked at earlier here. The leads right here, these are an aggregation of both phone calls and form leads, but it's not all phone calls. It's phone calls that meet our definition of a lead, which are unique phone calls over a minute in length, and that are unique. And form leads are form submissions on the landing page that are scrubbed for spam and duplicates. If you see, you'll see these two little links down here. You can dig deeper into the leads here. So let's click on the phone calls link quickly. This is going to bring you to a screen that shows you all the phone calls that have occurred in the selected time period. It's going to default to all calls when you first go in. Right now it's in the lead activity. Let me just go to where what it will look like when you first log in. So when you first log in, you're going to see all calls. So you'll see calls under a minute, repeat callers, calls that weren't answered. If you look up into the upper right-hand corner, you'll see another date range selector where you can again manipulate the date range. And the leads will be filtered. And you can then, if you click on the filter right here, you can filter by lead activity and by appointments. So let's filter by lead activity. So you'll see there's a couple. There's some calls in here that are classified as leads, and there's some that are classified as appointments. There's an important. Actually, let me switch one to because you guys are going to be seeing these two: IVR new patient and an IVR existing patient. So when somebody lands on this landing page and they make a phone call to the practice, they're going to be prompted with the IVR recording. It's going to say, this call is being recorded. Please press 1 for new patient. Please press 2 for existing patient. And that's going to automatically categorize these leads as IVR new patient or IVR existing patient. And then we're going to, yourselves at the practice can go through, or we're going to be doing some auditing as well. You can go in and actually listen to those phone calls and verify appointments and change that status. So here's an example of someone who called the practice during this month and made an appointment. So Regan Morgan. So there's two options here. You can view the lead to see the details, or you go to the edit screen to see the details and edit it. Here you'll be able to actually listen to the phone call. So let's give it a quick listen here. It's going to be over a computer speaker here, so it might be a little tough to hear.
Hi, this is John Smith. I'm interested in making an appointment with Dr. Jane Doe. I will be awaiting your phone call. Thank you.
So obviously a test call that we put in there. And so this patient, Regan Morgan, made an appointment on February 23rd at 2 p.m. for severe spasticity in the lower limbs. And so that was recategorized as appointment, and click Save. And let me just go back to that screen quickly. So you can categorize it as a lead, you can categorize it as an unanswered, existing patient, other, and you can write whatever details are required to be associated with this record right in here. And so after you've gone through here for the month and you've listened to, a week's worth of calls, you can go up to the filter icon and filter for just appointments, and you'll see appointments and likely appointments. And you'll get a nice list of names and appointment times. So let's go back to lead activity. And now this is just showing you the first 10 records. If you'd like to see more than that, there's a selector down here where you can go and view up to 100 records. And you can also export the records to CSV. It's going to prompt you for initials for that's to comply with HIPAA regulations. Okay, now we're back to the home screen. So we just looked at phone calls and where you can go and listen to all the phone calls and categorize them. You can click and also click on the form leads. So form leads, you'll see a list of the form leads where you can see everybody who submitted a form on the landing page into the portal. And you can go in and reclassify these. We have some pretty aggressive spam filters, but you can go in and click the edit button and classify them as spam or rejected or write notes. Maybe someone scheduled an appointment based on this. You can go in and do it here. So one important note about the form leads. When someone submits a form lead from the landing page, it's going to go into the portal in real time. So this is really where you should be checking to see if form leads are coming in, how many form leads are coming in, and to keep up to date. We are sending them to your various email addresses. However, we can guarantee we've already submitted test emails throughout every single landing page and confirmed their receipt to where they're supposed to go. We're unable to do that with your individual email providers. We are sending them, so just be sure to be vigilant for those emails. They're going to be coming from portal@mdconnectinc.com. And so be sure to add that email address to your safe senders list. And just keep a close eye on your spam folders, your trash folders. Make sure you're getting these emails. But the primary place you should be checking for the form leads is in the portal right here. Okay. So let's move on to the next module here. So the next module is the financial summary. Quick note on this, not everybody is going to be seeing this. It might just say NA for you. We're entering the financial data at the affiliate level. So if you're an affiliate manager, you'll be able to log in and see all the practices underneath the affiliate and the financial data associated with it. If you're an individual practice and you're logging in to check your leads, you're not going to see any financial data because we're not entering it at the practice level. So what this is saying is average cost per lead and an estimated return on investment. Let's take a look here and dig a little deeper into that. So what this screen is saying is it's based off of some real data in the account, and it's based off of some assumptions that we're making that we will work with ADPI to modify these percentages and conversion rates to get it as close to reality as possible here. What this is doing is looking at a 12-month trailing average of activity in a given account or affiliate. So this is saying on average monthly there's been 653 visits. On average monthly there's been 15 leads. And then we're making a couple of assumptions that these will be custom to ADPI of a lead to appointment rate and then an appointment to procedure rate. So we're in this particular example we're saying on average lead converts to an appointment 35% of the time and an appointment converts to a procedure 40% of the time. And then it's calculating the revenue number that you see down here based off of these numbers, so $1,800 procedure versus an $150 appointment. We know that not all procedures are equal, so somebody may come in get every single one of their teeth crowned, and that would be a large revenue event, or they may come in for a cleaning, and that would be a small revenue event. So I think it's all about finding that midpoint that everyone feels good about attributing to a procedure that we can make some decisions and come up with some calculations based off of. So once those decisions are finalized, it'll calculate a monthly return on investment, monthly average practice revenue for the program cost, the average revenue per lead, and the cost per lead. And again, if you're logging in at the individual practice level, you'll just see NA here. You'll only see the actual financial data at the affiliate level. All right, so the next module here is the call summary. This is a great way to get a snapshot quickly of what calls are coming in, how many have come into during the month so far. So you'll see the number of 1-minute unique phone calls, which we consider a lead, and you'll also see the 3-minute plus unique phone calls. And that's what we consider an appointment proxy. So the logic behind that is, we've run a lot of programs in the past where we listened to a lot of these calls, and we found that, if somebody's on the phone for longer than 3 minutes, chances are they're doing something of significance, scheduling an appointment, asking questions that indicate they're interested to eventually schedule an appointment. So that's an important item to keep an eye on. And then total calls, that's also a good number to keep an eye on. If there's a large discrepancy between how many calls are coming in versus how many were actually answered, that could be a red flag there. So that's an important number to also keep an eye on. Again, another date range selector, so you could go in and manipulate the date right here. If you click the Listen to Calls button, it's going to bring you to the same screen that the Phone Calls button goes to. All right. Scroll towards the top, you'll see your program team. You'll see Nicholas, myself, and Jake English, all key members of the ADPI team that's going to be working both in the portal and on the search marketing side. Under Marketing Reports, you'll be able to generate a PDF summary of what the data that's displayed in the portal. So if you go into a meeting, you can pull this up, print it out, or pull it up on an iPad or tablet and bring it to that meeting. So this is going to display the lead summary, the program ROI, the key metrics from the prior month, and the past 90 days. And once you have more than a year of data in your account in 2016, you'll be able to generate year-over-year reports. This is the online program is a summary of the services we're providing. And also this training is going to be recorded and posted here, so anytime if you want to review it, you can go into the video tutorial and it'll take you to the link. Down here, Medical Insights blog. This is links to our internal blog. So we're a medical marketing company. We specialize in digital marketing in the medical space, and we blog about it all the time. So if you're ever interested, you can click through here and read a couple of the articles we write down there. Next, I'd like to show you this right here. This is the drop down. Now, depending on your role, it's going to be different to what you see. So a typical practice would see this. They'll see their practice name, then they'll see a default phone number, and then phone numbers attributed to various levels of media, so Google, Yahoo Bing, Facebook. So they'll be able to drill down into those individual calls. So you can look at just Facebook calls or just Google calls. But if you're an affiliate manager or you have access to multiple profiles or multiple practices, this is going to look a little more complicated. It's going to look more of a tree structure. You're going to see various practices underneath that affiliate. So depending on who you are, this could look a little bit different to you. And again, we're going to be doing another webinar in the actual ADPI portal once the data flows through. I encourage everybody to attend that as well. Then you'll get a feel for that tree structure there. All right. That wraps up walking through the portal. Let's take a look at the questions. Again, if anybody has any questions, they can enter them in the questions box right here. Let me open it up here. I see a couple already. Okay. Looks like we're having some issues with the screen share here. All right, well that's unfortunate. It seems the screen share here. We still have some people in the portal here. Let's see. All right, so apologies for that. Happy to run through it again quickly. Let's do that since it looks like we're having some screen share issues. Hopefully everybody can see it now. Let me check. All right, we'll do that from the top then. Hopefully it looks like there's still some people with us. So, just a brief overview of how leads are aggregated into the portal. Let me show you what it looks like right now. So this is the marketing portal right here. This is where you're going to be going to check all your leads and where they're aggregated and how they get in there. So first question that we've answered in the last webinar is, how are these leads entering into the portal? So we're running the search marketing campaigns for you. So these are going to be ads on the top of Google and the top of Bing, and they're going to run to these landing pages right here. I believe everybody is aware of these landing pages. We're going to be running traffic here to start the program on the 23rd. After that, we're going to be designing new landing pages and testing those as well. So some new landing pages are on the horizon. So when they reach the screen, they can either fill out a form or they can call one of the individual offices towards the bottom. So once they do that, they generate one or two types of leads, either a phone call or an email, and they're all logged from the performance portal. So again, apologies for the screen share issue. We're going to run through this again. So if we're repeating ourselves, we are sorry for that. Okay, so if you look in here, you'll see the lead trend graph. On the lead trend graph, this is going to give you a summary of the leads for each month throughout the year. So if you hover over January, you'll see there were 64 leads generated. If you hover over February, you'll see there was 36 month to date. Wherever you see one of these calendar icons, you'll be able to manipulate the date range. So right here, this is a yearly view, so you can manipulate through amongst the years. When you log in, you'll only see the initial year, due to there only being a year of data in your account. But once you hit 2016, you'll be able to flip back and forth between those. So if we scroll down to the key metrics box, the next module here, you'll see visits, leads, and web conversion rate. Visits are being pulled directly from analytics, and that's going to be representative of the traffic in relation to either the landing page or the site that we're running to. Leads are an aggregation of phone calls and form leads. So there's two types of leads that are going to be generated on a page such as this. Request an appointment via the form right here, or call an individual office. And those will all be aggregated through here based on the individual office they select. Now, we're not counting all phone calls as leads. The lead definition that we're using as a phone call is a unique phone call that is 1 minute over a minute. And if you click the phone call link here, you can drill in and see that. So this is the phone call screen. This is where you're going to be spending a lot of time listening to calls, seeing what's come in, and annotating these calls. Now, when a patient calls your practice, they're going to be presented with an IVR. And that IVR is going to say, this call is being recorded. If you're a new patient, press 1. If you're an existing patient, please press 2. And that's going to trigger a label in the portal. So it's going to be labeled IVR new patient or IVR existing patient. Now, based on whether you can go in, and there's going to be auditors that we're going to have going in through here, you can listen to these calls and reclassify them. So here's an example right here. Someone called into the portal, made an appointment, and you can go here and you can look at the view, or you can edit the lead. Let's go to the edit lead screen where you can actually listen to the call and annotate these. Okay, so let's listen to this call.
Hi, this is John Smith. I'm interested in making an appointment with Dr. Jane Doe. I will be awaiting your phone call. Thank you.
Okay, that's obviously a test call that we placed. So this call was listening to, and it was Regan Morgan, and she made an appointment at February 23rd at 2 p.m. for severe spasticity in the lower limbs. So then that was reclassified from whatever it was. It was either classified as a lead or an IVR existing new patient or IVR new patient, and into an appointment. So we'll save that. And when you go into the screen, there's going to be a date range selector up here, like there was on the home screen, and a filter selector. So if you select the filter selector, you can go between all calls. All calls is going to display calls under a minute, repeat calls, or even calls that weren't answered or went to voicemail. If you filter by lead activity, it's going to boil it down to unique calls over a minute, repeat calls, and appointment activity. And if you click appointments, you'll see the post-audited appointment data, which will be listed here. So you'll get a nice list of names and dates and times of the appointments they made. Let's scroll back to lead activity. You can adjust the number of records you see on this page by this button down here, so you can reduce it to 25. It'll default to 10. And you can also export it to CSV. So that's a HIPAA regulation right there, and it'll ask you for your initials. All right, let's go back to the home page, and we'll look at the form leads. So within this module right here, you'll see form leads and phone calls that we just looked at. If you click in the form leads, you'll see a list of names of people who filled out the form on the landing page, their phone number, their email, and comments that they submitted. Now we have some pretty aggressive spam filters in here to filter them out automatically, but if you ever needed to, you could go into the edit screen, and you could go right here and go to accepted, rejected, or duplicated, or spam. And you can also make notes right here to annotate whether it was an appointment or whatever happens to that lead going forward. Quick note on the form leads. The performance portal is going to be the primary location of these form leads. So when you're checking for form leads, it should be here. We are forwarding them to your various email addresses, but we set test emails through to the performance portal and confirm their receipt here, so we are 100% sure they're going in here. You can't be 100% sure that they're going to their various emails. However, they're going to be coming from portal@mdconnectinc.com, so be sure to add that to your safe send list, and just keep an eye on your spam and your trash folders to make sure they're not being automatically filtered out. And you can verify, and you can double check that against the performance portal because we know they're going in there. So if you don't see them in your Gmail or your Yahoo or your corporate email account, check it against the performance portal, and you'll be able to hopefully reconcile it that way. If you're having any issues with leads, reach out to your operations manager, and they'll involve us to help you out. Okay, now on to the next module here, the financial summary. Now, a quick note on this before we dig in any deeper. The affiliate level is going to have the financial data in it. However, if you're logging in as an individual office, this is going to say NA, because the financial data is only going to be entered at the affiliate level. So this is only relevant to people at the affiliate level. So let's dig a little deeper here. So what this is saying, this is showing a trailing 12-month average of the data currently in your account, and this is based off of real data and some assumptions that we're making, and that can be modified to be more accurate to your specific vertical, and we'll be working with ADPI to get that correct. So this is saying on a trailing 12-month average of the data currently in whatever view you're looking at, is that there's an average of 653 visits that came in, an average of 15 leads, and those are real data points. And then it's saying based on a 35% conversion rate, that works out to 5.1 appointments, and based on a 40% appointment to procedure, that works out to 2 procedures. And again, we can manipulate that data, and we're going to work with ADPI to get that more relevant to the actual field that we're running this program in. However, it's basically a way to give you a snapshot of performance in any given time. And then the revenue right here is calculated based off of these revenue events down here, which again can be customized. But we're well aware that maybe someone coming in for a cleaning is much less of a revenue event than someone getting a root canal. So it's all about finding that midpoint that you can attribute to an appointment that was generated, so you can get a view on the actual revenue generated. So this is going to show you right here the estimated monthly return on investment, the monthly average practice revenue, monthly program cost, the average revenue per lead, and the cost per lead. And again, this is only going to show up at the affiliate level and only after a month of data has been recorded. Okay, now down to the next module here, the call summary. This is a good module to keep an eye on to judge quickly how much activity is being generated month to date or has been generated in the past. What this is saying right here is that so far, month to date, there has been 26 unique 1-minute plus phone calls, which we consider a lead. And then another metric that we use is how many 3-minute plus phone calls unique there were. And it says there have been 5. And that's what we consider an appointment proxy. So the logic behind that is saying that, you know, if someone's spending 3+ minutes on the phone, they're likely doing something of significance, such as scheduling an appointment, or perhaps they are asking a lot of questions that may indicate they will eventually schedule an appointment. And then total calls is also an important number to keep an eye on relative to how many 1-minute plus calls there are, because that kind of sheds a light on how many phone calls are going unanswered or answered. If you click listen to calls, this is going to bring you to the same screen that the phone calls screen brought you to. So this will bring you to the phone call screen where you can listen to phone calls and attribute them to appointments. If you scroll up to the top here, you'll see the web program team. You'll see Nicholas, myself, Jake. We're all key members of the team that will be working with you for both through the portal and with search marketing with ADPI. If you go over to marketing reports, you'll be able to generate a PDF, which will give you a summary. And what this will do is, if say you have a meeting, you can print it out. It's a PDF. You can bring it up on an iPad. It summarizes all the data in the account. So you'll see the lead trend, the program ROI, the key metrics, the 90-day. You see key metrics for the prior month of data and the past 90 days of data. The online program describes the program and the portal and what's included in that. This training is going to be recorded, so you can click here and view it at any time once you log in. And right here is our link to our blog. We're a digital marketing company focused in the medical space, so there's likely some relevant content there for you. If you ever wanted to click through and read about that, that's right there. Also, I'd like to address what you're going to see in this drop-down right here. So it's going to default to the top-level view of whatever your login is. So if you're an individual practice, you'll see your practice name, and then you'll see your the default phone number, and then phone numbers attributed to various media. So Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Bing, you'll be able to segment and look at calls that came just from those sections of media. If you have access to more than one office, if you're an affiliate manager or an operations manager, this is going to be a lot longer list. You'll be able to drill into individual offices. You'll be able to go in and see top-level affiliate roll-ups where all this data for the individual offices is rolled up to a single profile. So that's going to look a little bit different. Again, we're going to hold another webinar next week where we're going to look at the actual ADPI portal. I encourage everybody to also attend that. Promise the screen share will work the first time that time. And we'll be able to look at some real data that might be a little bit more relevant, might make a little bit more sense to you than this test data that we're looking at here. All right, let's roll over to questions. Again, apologies for the screen share error here. Let's see if we got questions to answer here. Just bear with us one moment, trying to find the questions box here. I paused. Okay. Questions. If anybody has any questions at the moment, you can add the questions into the question box to the right. All right, we'll remain on the line for a couple more minutes just to see if anybody has any questions about the portal. And if not, thank you for attending the webinar. Okay, I see someone ask a question, how the portal will be accessed. Your operations manager should have already distributed the access information. If you have not received it, be sure to reach out to them and they can provide it to you. We're going to stay on the line for a couple more minutes here. Feel free to ask a question in the little question box on the side. And if All right, everybody. Thanks for attending the webinar. Have a good rest of your day.